Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video. Today I'm doing yet another season preview. I'm delighted to be rejoined here just like last year. He's come back with channel. It's Wayne Gredziak of Durham City. Thank you very much for joining me, Wayne. How are you doing, mate?
Yeah, good mate. Thanks for having me back. Welcome again. We're finally here, putting it on a video ready to post out on YouTube.
Yeah, obviously last year, I'm trying to speak. Last year you said
Sorry.
when we were on last year, you said about wanting to win the league. How did the last season go for you?
So obviously we started off very slow, very poor. Lots of things went wrong for me personally. We struggled. It's a hard league to be honest. A lot of good teams in there, and we up till Christmas we had 3 points on the board, which is not really promotion form, but yeah, we struggled up till Christmas, and after Christmas we managed to sort things out. We ended up finishing, I think it was seventh. I think we went on a 16 game unbeaten. Well, lost one game in 16. So yeah, it was really good at the second half of the season. So it was nice to see that we finished the season how we should have probably started, to be honest.
Yeah, and last year, when you were here, of course, you talked so much, we talked loads about the club reforming, and you spoke a lot about the board and all the volunteers. How brilliant has
Yeah.
that been since?
Well, like I said, hopefully people are starting to take notice that Durham City are getting a football club back. We've got lots of going on behind the scenes. We've got a great committee, Charlotte and Mark, and then we've got Stephen, and we've got a new secretary, Jack, and then we've got Andrea and Ian. Ian's just come on and helped us on the management side. And then right at the top, well, obviously you've got Lance as well. Lance is been there 34 years at Durham Football Club now. I think it's this year, or maybe even longer. But at the top, we've got Gary Hutchinson, who's the chairman, and you got the vice chairman, which is Brian Telfer. So, like I said, behind the scenes, it is really good. We're starting to get the stability that we wanted. We're trying to, obviously, we're in control of all the accounts and everything now. We look after all them. We manage them ourselves. At the moment, like I said, people are always going on about the previous owner, Olivia Bernard, and stuff like that. But yeah, on paper, Olivia Bernard does still own the club, but he has no involvement of running it or anything like that. It is literally down to us. We run everything. We manage all the money. I manage the team, and that's where we're at. To be honest, it's been a long time coming, but I think this season the supporters have got a team that hopefully, fingers crossed, can be pushing at the right end of the table.
What do you think of it? I should just say for those that are watching this, if you have a Twitter, go find that old Durham City account and do report this and can get this banned because it is not
Yeah,
part of the club obviously now, but it is still then in the club's image. So if anyone's got people are watching this on Twitter, please do go and do that. I think that would be very helpful, wouldn't it, Wayne?
they're very helpful. But to be honest, the old accounts and stuff like that aren't really affecting us no more. We've got a great social media team. Our Facebook accounts now got, I think, just short of 2K. Our Twitter accounts got nearly 4K. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we've got literally, even though we started off with nothing, we're gradually building back up to where we want to be. And I think people out there will agree that our social media team, especially Charlotte, is probably one of the best out there, and she runs that social media, Facebook, and all sites, and goes above and beyond probably what most other clubs do for a club that's probably so low down in the pyramid system.
And it was like, obviously, like I say, it's not very club. It's still just, but people can get banned and all. It's just good, isn't it? Just because it's just another person that is being really horrible. And it's kind of a bit cowardly, you would say, as well, using a club's old account, not rather than using an own personal account. It's very cowardly, really, isn't it?
To be fair, like I said, it is what it is, mate. To be honest, like I said, is bygones be bygones. Like I said, we can sit here and dwell about all the past and everything like that. And I agree, it's not nice to see, and people, like I said, is have their own opinions of it or whatever's gone on in the past and where the club were or the old accounts and what they're tweeting and stuff like that. But for us as a committee and as a football team and as management now, we have moved on from that stage. I think last season proved that we've now moved on from all that. We've forgot. I know it's hard to forget about it. It is because the damage has been done, and there was a lot of damage done. However, I think that where we are now is we've got the clubs. It's stable. There's stability there. The team is stable from last season. We got to cup final. Obviously, got beat by Ferry Hill. On penalties, we got beat by Ferry Hill. We finished third in the league. So that goes to show where we are as a club now. This season, if I'm being brutally honest, my expectations are promotion, and Wellington are going to have the same expectations. Ferry Hill are going to have the same expectations. Wolverstone are going to have them. Belmont. This league is a difficult league, and people may look at the league system and think, well, it's only Wearside League One. Yeah, it is Wearside League One. But what you're getting is you're getting a lot of footballers who have played at Northern League standard. And now, instead of travelling all over the Northeast to go and play for up at Blythe on a Saturday afternoon and get back at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, they'd rather go and play with their mates, kick off at 2 o'clock, and they're home by 5 o'clock with their family, or going out at 5:30. Because that's what the league offers, and that's why I believe, I wouldn't say the standard is higher, but I would say it's not as bad as people actually think it is. And what's going to happen is probably you're going to come up against teams that have played together and want to progress up the leagues, but unfortunately they've got to finish in that promotion bracket. Do you know what I mean? Top two, and it is difficult. Especially with 17 teams this season, it's difficult to finish that high up the table.
Yeah, you still have, of course, like, to be fair, as well as you look at a club, and not Borough Rangers, who are in obviously Northern League Division One, they've still got some players that were. I mean, if they don't, I know they didn't play the same leagues like you two now, but obviously the same level they did a few years ago. But just for league, it just shows these kind of levels do have great quality because they're doing very well, and we still have players that were part of that club before they were in the Northern Leagues.
You look at all these clubs now, right? And most of these clubs in the Wearside League, they run well. They have a great committee. They're all local lads who want to play for their club. You have Darlington Town. Look at them. They did everything correctly. They've got a great ground. They've got a great setup. They've got great funding. They've got great fans, and now they've been able to move up from the Wearside Prem into the Northern League. You look at other clubs that are trying to do it, Gateshead Lane Rangers, Durham Corinthians. Now, look at Durham Corinthians. They've had to do what Durham City have done just recently. I don't know if you know. They've moved away from New Ferrens Park in Durham because obviously New Ferrens Park is not up to the standards of Northern League requirements, and they've now moved up to Concert. So they're now playing their home games at Concert's 4G ground, and that's where they'll be playing next season. So what is bad is there is no actual ground in Durham that is Northern League standard that can cater the likes of Durham City or even Durham FC, Durham Corinthians. The only one is Durham United, who are playing at Maiden Castle, but that's part of the college and the university. Do you know what I mean? So you have New Durham, they're playing at Belmont. So all these Durham clubs are having to move away from the area to try and progress up the ladder, which I personally believe is pretty bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Obviously, I was obviously a ref of this that week. How's things been going in pre-season and all those?
Yeah, good. So obviously, we last season like I said, we finished seventh, got to cup final. What we've purposely done this season is try to build a squad that will be at the top end of the table, get a push for promotion. We've got some very, very good players in that have been at Northern League Division 1 sides or Wearside Prem sides or literally a decent standard. They played at a decent standard. Now, what we're trying to do is trying to get them to play together, trying to get them to bond and trying to get them to play as a team the way that we want. So whereas before, last season, it was about players that we had trying to progress them, This season's about getting a squad together that are going to push the league up, push the team on. So we played Sunderland RCA the other week. We beat them 2-0. We played Southmore from division above, got beat 1-0. We played Shotton Colliery last night. We beat them 3-2. So we've been playing all pre-season teams above us, and we've been competing, which is all we can ask for.
In terms of Darcy, I think obviously they've been having their problems, but they are a good size. Just especially
Like
with
I
all
said,
the problems they've been putting up, having and all with the squad, they've still managed to do really well.
well, that's what I'm saying is most of these clubs are long-standing Northern League clubs. It's like your club, it's like Redcar and Redcar Town and Redcar Athletic and Mask and stuff like that. Look at the problems that Mask went through last season, where they're trying to go up the ladder, they go into the Northern Premier, and then they struggle with funding, and then they've got to come all the way back down. And this is the stumbling block that most Northern League clubs have, or Wearside clubs. It's all right getting there. It's when you get there, it's trying to sustain that level of um, cash flow and do you know what I mean, money out and trying to run it as a proper football club that becomes the problem. Like everybody knows there's a recession and money's times are hard. Trying to get businesses to sponsor clubs and anybody is it's hard. It's difficult because they're trying to run a business, yet they're not going to look to do things at football clubs. It's hard for most non-league clubs these days.
Yeah, I forgot my question. Next question I was going to ask. Oh yeah, you said about what you wanted to win the league this season. How do you think you can improve on last season? What do you think needs improving really?
Well, like I said, this season we've got a squad of players. We're going to need that full squad of players to be able to fulfil the Wearside League's fixtures, playing Wednesday, Saturday, which half of these lads they work during the week. Do you know what I mean? They're not playing the standard of Northern League, but we just need commitment, and hopefully that's what we're going to get from these players: committed players that want to be here, that want to fight for the badge, and that's what we built. That me and JJ and Ian Thompson have built the team on this year of players that want to be here, want to put a little bit of what's the word effort in to come to training and get to games and a little bit of buzz about the club, and that's what is there that this season. The players are already buzzing. They're having little, you know what I mean? With WhatsApp groups constantly going off, and that's what you need. You need that camaraderie, and you need to stick together. And that's what I think is different this year rather than last year. Is we have players now that are fighting for their position. They're not guaranteed their position, but they're also good enough to probably play higher in the leagues. And it's not just the same for Durham. You look at the likes of Willington, and Willington have some of the players they brought in are fantastic players that have played for Truck and Northern League standard as well. You look at the likes of Ferry Hill. Ferry Hill just signed Alex White tonight, who was playing for Shildon First Team, captain of Shildon First Team in the Northern League Division 1, and he played in Premier League. Do you know what I mean? So the caliber of player that mostly like Wolverstone as well. Wolverstone were unlucky to get relegated last season. They've now come down into our league. You've got the likes of Newton Aycliffe and stuff like that have been promoted. Overall, this league now is going to be difficult to get out of, and everybody wants to do it to get back into that Premier League to probably progress up the ladder.
That's the last of my questions. Is there anything else that you would like to say about it all?
No, but like I said, is to be honest, is like the things that you are doing yourself and other people out there that like Dan and everybody like that trying to promote the league and obviously James Rain and stuff like that, trying to promote the league and trying to put videos out there and trying to help push the clubs. It's brilliant, and this is why I wanted to do this, and that's probably why Dean O'Brien wanted to do this and stuff like that. Is put club sides across. So like it isn't easy. Nothing's easy. Do you know what I mean? Is sometimes I'm out at 11 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. I don't get back till 8 o'clock at the night. at home games, and like I said, is clubs are built up on volunteers. Durham is full of volunteers, great volunteers that are trying to get this club back to where it once was. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day. You know that. I know that. But I think that people are starting to see that we are making the right steps, and we're trying our hardest to try and rectify the wrongs that have been done in the past. Trying to get Durham at least go in the right direction and trying to do it correctly. And that's where I believe we are at the minute with Durham. It's a big club. Everybody knows it's a big club. Probably once was once Durham's only club. Do you know what I mean? The history goes back to 1918, but as Durham Corinthians are from the yeah, yeah, obviously that just stopped there, so don't worry about that. But I'll carry on where I was. But it's like Durham Corinthians, they've had to move away from the area and to progress up the leagues. And we don't want to do that. We're only in Houghtonleigh Spring. And people, like I said, Houghtonleigh Springs, Durham's 5-6 miles to New Fairends. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
the more supporters we get down to Leyburn Grove and come and see us and help us and get on board. And like I said, yes, things have been done in the past, and yes, there's been a lot of mistakes made, but we're trying to rectify them. Hopefully, we can.
Thank you very much for this, Wayne. It's been great to have you on the channel once again. I'm sure maybe we could have you back on next year as well, eh?
Yeah, no problem at all. You know that.
Thank you very much. And obviously, best of luck for the upcoming season. Take care.
Cheers. Thank you very much.